at GJRB
And
telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Wrestling program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland, a day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between, like the days of radio, almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel, Radioland.
We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russell program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russell program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russell program on GJRB.
After 1 year, the wait is over. Now join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online. The weird, the strange, the bizarre, way out fun, way out there. Another show coming soon on GJRB Online.
And I'm Gary J. Welcome back to Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Across America and around the world, we are doing that, man. We got the best in sports talk radio this afternoon here, so I hope you'll stay with me. Oh, yeah, we got some good stuff. We're going to line it up and get it ready to go, and you can be part of the programming here on GJRB Online. Drop me a line here, and we'll talk. I got, let's get that prepared. I want to prepare my next sports page here. I just got to do this like now. Let's see. I want to go into the scores here, so I got to remember that. I want to see if I can go separate here with the separate thing, because I find out if I do that, then I don't have such a squeeze on my programming. I want to go down into my Yahoo again, where I was up before. Okay, I'm going to go into Yahoo one more time so I can get my scores here and get them ready to go. I think after this next break sometime, I should try to go and get my tablet. I didn't get it before, and I wasn't going to, but I thought maybe if I do need it, I'm going to go and get it. Let me see. I'm going to go back into the sports and see what we got here, and we'll get into some of the stuff here. At least in the baseball, in the MLB, because we're anticipating that spring excitement of getting baseball underway. So we're going to be doing a lot of sports scores. Remember, we do not have any action in the NCAA just yet, but I will keep you up on that. And coming up at the top of the hour, Daytona's Archie Miller accepts a 7-year deal to become Indiana's new head coach. We'll be talking about that top of the hour. That's breaking news, and we'll get into that here for that, and we'll have that down. Let's see where okay, I wanted to get into that. All right, let's see, Gary J Sports Page, and I want to go into the loop. Okay, loop. No, wait, I didn't. Well, yeah, I guess I could do that. Didn't want to. Okay, maybe it didn't go in. Let's see. I'm gonna go into back into mix where I have it. And sometimes I always forget where it's located, and this is just quicker to do when I'm trying to get this done. So I have to see if I can get that loop going here. Why is it not going there? Oh yeah, let me see. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. Oh, what is that? Okay, why is that? No, I did not want it at the end of the page. Get that loop off. I want to do this. Okay. Loop at the bottom. Okay. All right, we're going to get ready because I got the sports page score update coming up right now. Sports scores every 10 minutes on Gary J's sports page here on GJRB. Yeah, that's what it is, man. So I hope you're enjoying the program. And right now we're going to do that. Let's go to the scores on the sports page here on GJRB Online on Spreaker right now. And let's see what we've got coming up here. Let's take a look at the coming up today. Let's take a look at what's going on in the MLB preseason action. Still no score in the end of the second against Philadelphia, Boston. Toronto is ahead of New York 1-0 in the bottom of the second. 2-0 for New York Mets over Atlanta at the end of the third inning there. And going over to the let's see, but it's okay. No score, Washington, Houston, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. No score. All top of Washington's at the end of the second inning. Top of the third for Detroit and Pittsburgh. Los Angeles, St. Louis against over Miami. They're at the end of the second. No score, and a 1-all tie between Boston and Tampa Bay right now, and that is happening. Coming up this afternoon, the Cubs play Cincinnati, and we'll have that game on our 9-foot signal. Let's look at our sports scores up till now, and coming up a little later on, some of the games going on will be Arizona against Los Angeles, Chicago White Sox play Cleveland, Milwaukee against Kansas City, Cincinnati against Oakland, Cincinnati against Chicago. Those are two Cincinnati split games. Oakland against Los Angeles, and that's all split squad games in spring training yet. And that's a look at what's going on in the scores for right now on Gary J's sports page here on GJRB. All right, you're listening to Gary J's sports page. I hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening and across America and around the world on GJRB Online on Spreaker. We got it all made here. So we're going to be doing some more fun stuff. Got some temperatures coming up. Let's take a look at that. We're going to get that ready to go. Let's get some temperatures across America. Well, let's see. I'm going to do that here real quick. Temperatures across America. Let's get that going. Sometimes what I do is I'll just kind of go into the page and see what is happening in that. And we're going to get our national temperatures right now. I got to log in as I had it out. Usually what happens when I clean the computer is I have to re-log into stuff. Anything bad about that? When you clean the computers, you have to log back in. And it's a pain in the dookus, but I have to do it. Okay, for some reason, it should be let me in. Here's my profile. So here's my page. Why am I in this? Why am I in this? Anyway, we'll get into that. We'll get some of the temperatures across America coming up right now. So we're going to get that ready to go. Let's see, well, okay, let me see if we can get that. Get that ready for you. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I know why. Let's stop that. See sure to stop. Okay. Okay, for some reason it's not loading my player. Why is it doing that? I hate when that happens. Sometimes this thing gets stuck and it won't play. Okay, I'm going to see why it's getting stuck here in a minute. But meanwhile, let's see here. We're going to take a look at some national temperatures. And why don't we just sit here and wait a minute while it decides to do what it's going to do. And while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about some stuff that we're going to do next hour. Okay? give you a chance to get ready to talk about what we're going to do next hour here on Sports Page. Got a lot of stuff coming up this hour, so why don't we get ready for that. First off, I want to thank you for listening to today's Sports Page. If you have something you want to talk about, we'd love to hear from you here on GJRB Online on Spreaker, here across America and around the world. Got a lot rolling, and let's see, maybe if we decide that we're going to get rid of the sports scores for now until we need them, because I can always go into history and get that. That's simple. That's what I like about history. History, you can easily get and dump into stuff real quick if I need to, you know. Still not. Okay. Sometimes I like the Spreaker web-based mixer, and sometimes I don't, because sometimes it gets stuck and it doesn't want to work. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll go into back into the studio mixer, because I know that my stuff will play. Let me try it again. Okay, for some reason it is not being responsive. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay. Okay, roll that one. But it's not. Okay, here we go. Let's turn that up. Maybe that's why it won't work. Okay, tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to skip the weather, and we'll do temperatures in the next half hour, because it's Freestyle Saturday. Garyj Sports Page on GJRB Online. We're going to let loose, and we're going to have some fun doing some sports talk in the next hour here on Sports Page. Here on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America and around the world. Let's get things rolling, and we'll have a lot of time. We'll get some good talking going the next hour, and we're just going to do freestyle sports this afternoon here on GJRB on Garyj Sports Page. Hey, you know where it's happening, and we'll do another weather on the 5s after the hour sometime. We'll do about 25 after. So we're not doing weather on the 5s this time, but we'll do it at 25 after, because this is a sports talk show, and I just kind of drop weather in there, keeping an eye on some weather across America too anyway. So we're just going to skip weather this time around. And we're going to take a program break, and we'll be right back as we start the new hour of Garyj Sports Page here on GJRB Online on Spreaker.
A panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days.
Uploaded as a podcast or live
Every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central
on GJRB Online. America's Street Music is back on GJRB, Bluegrass with the Grassgolds, Bill Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too. Every third Saturday at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB. It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Russin, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russin program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. on GJRB.
True news. News that's not in the mainstream on GJRB. And we're getting close to the top of the hour here on GJRB. It is coming up to 1 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, 2 o'clock East, and it is now coming up to 11 a.m. Pacific Time
From America's
on
Heartland,
GJRB.
this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
From America's Heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Starts now.
GJRB Sports Page Update starts now. Oh yeah, getting things started in this hour. Sports Page Update here on GJRB. And got a lot coming up in this next half hour, including breaking news coming up, the latest on this one, as, where is that now? It was posted on Yahoo, so I'm trying to see maybe it'll show up on ESPN, but they got a new coach. We'll talk about that. Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson took to Twitter on Saturday today, saying that he is in no rush to sign a new term, a new team. He is ranked the 16th NFL history with 11,747 rushing yards to become an unrestricted free agent on March 9th. After the Vikings decided not to pick their option, which would be paying him $18 million, including a $6 million roster bonus. Wow, they get a lot, don't they? Well, let's see. What else is new? Let's see. Malcolm Butler says, showing that where NFL players are still powerless. 30 years ago, September, NFL players went on strike to fight the true restriction free agency, and something baseball, hockey, and basketball players are taking for granted. NFL players have long been ridiculed for not having it and not fighting for enough to retain it. The walkout lasted 24 days, and players got demolished because of their deals with the league, and the network still had to pay their rights and fees. Let's see. Busted for suspension for a few stars revisiting the wild first round of the 2013 NFL Draft. I don't really think that's important. I'm going to go down the page a little bit and see what else we can find coming up, so stay with me on that. Meanwhile, the final scores in the NCAA action in the women, Oregon 77, MD 63, UCLA against Con. That's coming up later on this afternoon. And these are under the men. Now, the men tonight don't play till later. Xavier against Gonzalez, and Oregon against Kansas State. Kansas University. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Kansas University. And the NBA, let's see. I'll be talking about something in the NBA, too, later on. Something that happened with the Bulls. Yeah, I'll talk about this one. This is awesome. Utah against the LA. Washington against Cleveland, New York against, let's see, was that Seattle? Anyway, and Toronto against Dallas, and Minnesota against Portland. Those are all coming up, and that is a look at your scores and sports scores on Gary J's Sports Page, and that is a look at this hour's Sports Page updates. Yeah, on GJRB online on
Flowers bloom and the weather gets warm, and GJRB brings you another spring spectacular. Stay tuned for new programs, different voices, and the return of other favorites. Gary J's radio and television and movie classics with old movie trailers, movie trivia, and in addition, the return of Gary J's Blues House, Bluegrass Jubilee, Old Time Radio with Radioland, and a whole lot more. GJRB is warming up with the GJRB Spring Spectacular 2016, starting in April on GJRB. On GJRB. And you're listening to Gary J Sports Page on GJRB online on Spreaker. Glad you could be with me. Brand new hour, brand new sports, brand new stuff. Got coming up this hour here on GJRB Online, so we're going to get started. It is now 4 minutes past 1 o'clock in the Central Time Zone right now, after 11 Pacific Time, and after 2 o'clock in the East. And it's after 4 minutes after 12 o'clock
in the mountains. And I'm Gary J. Russa. This is Gary J's Sports Page on a Saturday afternoon, talking sports all over America on the internet, on Spreaker. And I'm glad you could be with me today here talking all about that here on GJRB Online. So we're going to get started here. I got that story that I wanted to talk to you about down the page here. And actually, I think I'm going to talk about that breaking news that I could not get. I'm going to go to my Yahoo where I got that from, because it wasn't. Let me check in. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to go back to my headline page here real quick, and then go into the main page of the let's see where we're main page. Let's get out of that. I want to dump back in. I'm going to say go back into the main page. The quickest way to do that is to go and hit the okay, here we go. Adrian Peterson. Okay, so I was hoping maybe that I would see the headline for that here today on that. Okay, so I'm going to check back to my Yahoo, because that was where the story was, and throw that in. This is freestyle. This is our Freestyle Weekend, Freestyle Saturday, Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online. Love doing the freestyle shows, enjoy doing them, and I love talking to you all. That's that afternoon here on GJRB on Sports Page, where it all happens, man. This is it on a Saturday afternoon. And, of course, our regular time for Gary J Sports Page on Saturdays when there's no Cubs baseball is 2 to 5 p.m. Central Time. Okay? That is the regular time for Gary J Sports Page on a Saturday when we have it. That's how we do it. That's how it's done. Okay? So just to let you know, we'll do some of those finals. I got those coming up a little later on. But I have a story here breaking from that. Here it is. Dayton. Indiana hires Dayton's Archie Miller as their new coach. Archie Miller just got hired. He was accepted for a 7-year contract to become Indiana's new head coach. And he'll be dealing with worth about $4 million annually. Well, you know, maybe I should have just gone into sports. I mean, to be a coach even. To be in the coach even. But, you know, I'm looking at it saying, okay, that's great. I mean, so you have all that money, but, you know, is this guy happy with what he does? You know, you have to wonder about that. But he's got the contract. He's going to be the new head coach. $4 million annually. His name is Archie Miller. Archie Miller. He's going to be the new head coach. He met with Dayton and administrators on Saturday, released a statement, and he is leaving for Indiana. Indiana. And, wow. What do you know about that? The IU, Indiana University, is the greatest basketball program and academic institution in the country. And he says, quote, and I think I got a quote from him. Yeah, this is a quote. IU is one of the greatest basketball programs in the academic institution in this country, and I cannot wait to get started. He goes on to say, with peerless fan support, outstanding facilities and traditions, a beautiful campus located in one of the most fertile on recruiting areas in the country, IU is a dream of destination for me and my family, and I cannot wait to connect with the former players and correct players and future players and all that in Hoosier Nation. And that's a quote he gave to Yahoo. Miller just finished the 6th season at Dayton and has taken the Flyers to the past 4 NCAA tournaments. He recorded at the record of a 169-63, including 63-34 mark in Atlantic 10. And he took Dayton to the Elite 8 in 2014 as the number 11 seed. So he's a good coach, and I guess they picked the right guy to do this job. He's got a team with a fabulous record. And that is tremendous. So hey, more power to him, I say. Great job, guys. All right, great job. That is fabulous. So we're going to talk about that throughout the afternoon. And let's see, what else do we have coming up here on Sports Page? I thought what we'd do this hour. Let's see. Got some more scores coming up here. Just a few minutes. More scores, and we're going to talk basketball, locker room. Kevin Durant, they're hoping that he is going to return before the season's out. Kevin Durant, this is a story. This looks like it's possible for the Golden State Warriors. They're expecting that Kevin Durant could return before the end of the season, the end of the regular season. This is according to Mark Stein from ESPN. Given the progress he has made in his recovery from a grade 2 MCL sprain and a tribal bone bruise, he has suffered a knee injury late on Friday, and the Warriors have gone to a 7-5 in his absence. Although currently on a 5-game winning streak, so they did pretty good just on not having him there. Huge news though for the Golden State guys is floundering without this guy, and as of late, and let's hope that he does get back before the season's over. I'm sure Golden State's going to be wanting him back and playing basketball. So let's pretty darn hope that's possible. So really good that maybe he get back to action there. So let's hope for that. That'd be pretty good, right? All right, tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to get ready now because it's all time now. And we do it roughly every 10 minutes. Doesn't mean we do it right every 10 minutes on this show because, quite frankly, I can't really get to the scores right away, but I usually try to get it in there every 10 minutes. So we're going to do it again. Our sports scores here on GJRB. So I'm going to go to the score page here once again on Yahoo. Okay, I'm going to pop that back up. Let's go into the... I think what I'm going to do is get my tablet here and try to get a break where I can run and get it. Run some promos. I'll wait until after I get back onto my Spreaker studio, and I'll run some promos and get it. But meanwhile, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to pull up the Yahoo scores. I know, I usually do just go into history and pull it up. It's just a lot faster. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. We'll pull that up. We got the history. And then we'll get ready because it's time now to do it again. Scores on GJRB Online. Scores. Sports scores for you right now every 10 minutes. Yeah, let's do it. And let's see. We got here. Let's see what's going on. Still no score. I can't believe this. This can't be possible. Second inning, no score against Philadelphia, Boston. We had a couple of those cover games last year. Toronto over New York Mets, still 1-0. 2-0. New York over Atlanta. And let's see. St. Louis, no score. And Boston, Tampa Bay, still tied at 1. Oh, well, no, that's changed. There's been a run. There's been a run on in Boston. 2-0. Boston over Philadelphia. There's been a run. 2-0. Mets over Atlanta. And 3-0. Detroit over Pittsburgh right now. Pittsburgh's losing. And Tampa Bay just got a run in the end of the third inning right now. Tampa Bay 3, Boston 1. And that's the only action going on in baseball today. And it's the only action going on right now in any games going on GJRB. So I'm Gary J. Russell. I hope you're enjoying the program. This is Gary J. Sports Page, and that is a look at our scores up till now. Scores every 10 minutes on Gary J. Sports Page. You're on GJRB, and you can be part of the show. Area code 563-613-4260 if you want to get on the program and talk sports with the G-Man. Got a lot going on here. Just kind of get everything going, and it's a crazy Saturday noon show, and it's the last Saturday of March, so we're going to get ready for the beginning of baseball, and I got to say, it's about time. Yeah, what do you think of that? Just about time we get baseball started, and I'll be talking about this a little later on. The Cubs have a new player that they're going to be trying out, and we're going to talk about that later. He's a new pitcher, and he looks promising. I was looking at some of his work last night, and he's been throwing over the plate, and he looks consistent. So let's hope that he can pull off this. Really, let's hope, because he's pretty good. I like his the way he pitches. He's tremendous. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I want to, we did start a little earlier. Coming up when we do Sports Page on Saturdays, we're going to start on the hour when we get together for that next edition. But I will let you know about that. Well, no, we're going to probably do our next Sports Page. I will have that announced when we do the GJRB Schedule Update podcast, which is coming up. I got a podcast coming up this week. I'm going to be recording, and I'll give you all the program schedule announcements and everything on that podcast. GJRB Schedule Update podcast. I'll be recording that probably either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I'm going to try to get it either one of those days. I want to get that in so I can get it set up to go up. We got a bunch of podcasts coming up this weekend. Speaking of which, like I said earlier, the last 7 days and some Bible studies and church services will be going off, as well as the Best of the Gary Wrestling program. And the last sports page we did back on March 4th, way out there is going. So listen to those while you can, because they're going to be going off our GJRB Spreaker Public site anytime soon. So just to let you know about that. And let's see. Let me see. I want to go back up. And let's see. We talked about Kevin Durant. Yeah. I'm going to go just a bit further into the next hour here. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we were at the top of the hour, so let's go into this. Here we go. The prospect for Michael Porter Jr. This is interesting news, so let's go into that. Michael Porter Jr., he's basketball prospects. Breaking news that Michael Porter Jr. announced his commitment to Mizzou, M-I-Z-Z-O-U, Mizzou, I guess that's how you say it. Prospect Michael Porter Jr. tells reporters he's going to be for a release to his NFF in his contract, and he's going to this team, Mizzou. Something there. I don't think I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to click on it. Why did I click that? Men's basketball. So that is interesting news. And anyway, there's a new loophole though regarding that with impersonal benefits. Anyway, top-level results. Sports in the college basketball, and involves hiring the parents of the player to coaching staff to give some extra time for his family. Exactly what the University of Washington promised Michael Porter Jr., the best player in the 2017 class, and resulted in him signing a letter of intent. And the same position is offered to his father of the University of Missouri, and Porter has just filed for the NLI to be released so he can reopen the recruitment process. So watch for that one. That's an interesting story. All right, let's see what else we got coming up here. In the next half hour here on Sports Page, I've had some baseball news. So we're getting ready for that. We might as well get into some of that one. And the Tigers, A.J. Martinez, has a foot sprain. So I guess he's going to be on the disabled list. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to be on the disabled list because he has a foot sprain. The Tempe Diablo Stadium is the site of their preseason action there. Regular spring training against a split squad team. That's what they've been doing today. And apparently out of Fort Myers, not the page because it came. Sometimes these internet pages go in the middle of the page when you're trying to read. Why does it do that? It's so annoying. Anyway, JT Martinez will open the season on the disabled list after he's being diagnosed for a sprain in his Lisfranc ligament on his right foot, dealing with an early blow to the Detroit lineup. He's expected to be sidelined for at least 3 to 4 weeks before returning to baseball activity. He'll wear a cast-in for about 7 to 10 days, and after that, doctors should have a better chance to find out what's going on and how long he'll be out. So just to let you know about the Detroit Tiger fans, you're going to lose some good player there. Let's see, what other sporting news. Rangers order reportedly agreed on an extension. The Rangers have an agreement with a second baseman, and I don't even know if I know how to pronounce this. That'll be good. Rogand Odar. Hope I pronounced that right. It's a 6-year, $49.5 million contract extension. According to the major league sources of multiple media outlets, Ranger not yet have been made the official announcement, but they're working on it. Extension for Odar for much spring training. So how about that? These are all spring training news from Fort Myers. There's another one. David Price latest check-in on the Boston medical staff shows strength gaining in his left elbow, which led to the first gradual step for a throwing program today. He felt very good ahead of that, and so he has a good day. Price does. So there you go. And I've got some more stories coming up, including some stuff going on with the Cubs. We're going to talk about that coming up this next half hour. Got a lot going on with that. And we're going to take a look at some Texas weather and stuff like that on the weather on the 5s. I'm going to do that here in a few minutes. Coming up along the way, too, we'll have some more news. Adam Jones, Puerto Rico apology comments. And Jake Arrieta, we'll talk about him. He had a 365-foot home run off Zach Greinke in his first spring at bat. We've got that coming up for you. Okay, you're going to want to check that out. And it's all coming up your way here at Gary J Sports Page. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America, and I hope you're listening to it. I love doing this program, and I love talking to you folks. So I hope you're listening to the show, and hope you tune in for the best in sports talk radio here at Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online. Welcome aboard, and glad you could be on the program here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. This is where it happens, folks. And this is where you can listen to the best in sports talk radio across America. And let's see, why is I keep getting on that page, and why am I not getting my temperatures from this weather thing? Why is that? What's going on with this thing? Okay, my weather outfit's just not working right. I don't know why. Let's get rid of this Kevin Durant story. Maybe that'll work. I need my scores up. So I'm going to get rid of that. But I'm going to try and see why the heck I'm not getting my temperatures. Somehow they're not coming up or something. I try to refresh the page and won't let me log in. So I might have to skip the temperatures here. Okay, it looks like I might be getting it back. I'm going to try to relog in one more time. For some reason, this is not working today. I might have to use a different source for weather. So I might do some flipping around next break. I might have to fill in this account information or something because it's not... Oh, why is that not working today? Okay. For some reason, I cannot get my temperatures. Okay. Well, no. Okay, I might have to skip the temperatures again this hour. For some reason, it's just not working. I'm going to find a different way to get my instant weather when I do this show and the Gary Russell program, because if it's going to act up like this, I'm going to have to, before I go on the air, write down temperatures and get all that lined up so I don't have to go searching for it on the air. Sounds really stupid. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the weather again this hour. As a matter of fact, this is Freestyle Saturday. Freestyle Saturday, like we do Freestyle Friday, Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Across America and around the world. We'll do another weather on the 5s at around, well, let's say when we get back out of the break. I'm saying maybe about 25 to the hour or 45 minutes to the hour. We'll do one, and then we'll take a break from weather on the 5s for a while, because for some apparent reason, I am not getting my temperatures on the weather channel. So, okay, that. It just... Their website's acting stupid, so I'm going to click out of it and go back to it later and try again. For some apparent reason, it's just not working. So I'm going to let that go. And then what I'll do is the next time I set that up, I'm going to use the tablet. I think it was a lot easier to just use the tablet anyhow for that specific purpose. And we didn't do sports scores at 20 after, so I'm just going to, I'm going to do the sports scores because I got some updates on that. Some big action going on in Toronto, New York, and a few other ones, and I've got a sports page update coming up at the bottom of the hour anyway. So why don't we just do that, as we're going to be taking a program break and getting ready to do that. So, we got that coming up. Coming up in the next half hour of the Sports Page, we're going to open it up and spread this program around and get some audience out there, see who's listening. So we're going to do the going across the internet and posting this program all over the place and seeing if we can get some responses. So we're going to work on that. And a whole lot more on GJRB Online, Gary J Sports Page on a Saturday afternoon in Clinton, Iowa, across America on GJRB Online. And we'll have all the sports scores coming up in this next half hour. And a whole lot more going on. So I hope you'll tune in to the Sports Page here on GJRB. Okay, we're going to... Okay, I'm going to be taking a program break here, and we'll be wrapping it up here in just a few minutes here on GJRB Online, and about a couple of minutes or so. So I'm going to take a program break, and I'll be right back with more of Gary J Sports Page.
Flowers bloom and the weather gets warm, and GJRB brings you another spring spectacular. Stay tuned for new programs, different voices, and the return of other favorites. Gary J's radio and television and movie classics with old movie trailers, movie trivia, and in addition, the return of Gary J's Blues House, Bluegrass Jubilee, Old Time Radio with Radioland, and a whole lot more. GJRB is warming up with the GJRB Spring Spectacular 2016, starting in April on GJRB. It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Russin, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russin program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.